Good morning, everybody. It is time for your coffee chat with your life coach, Jen. I'm so excited to be here. I go live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. EST here on Instagram and in my Facebook group. So really excited to kind of dive into this topic today. It's something that comes up all the time as I talk to women and moms and friends and potential clients and current clients. It's how to get what you want, right? So for those of you that are new to me, my name is Jen Hines, and I have transitioned from being a physical therapist to a life coach. After overcoming 20 plus years of burnout and overwhelm in healthcare, life coaching was really pivotal in my own transformation, so much so that I chose to get certified as a life and mindset coach. And now, as a certified life and mindset coach, I have the tools, the skills, the experience to help you overcome people pleasing, procrastination, and really kind of break those patterns that have been holding you back in all areas of your life while putting you back on your priority list, while learning to say no with grace and confidence. And I'm so happy you're here. So today we're going to talk about how to get what you want. But the first thing that we have to recognize is that you need to know what you want. And I don't know about you, but so many women that I talk to and me prior to working with my life coach had no idea. Growing up and turning into a people pleaser, I was so used to doing whatever everybody else wanted. I was so used to saying yes to what everybody else wanted to do. I was so used to saying, it doesn't matter, we'll do whatever you want to do, that I kind of lost track of what Jen wanted, right? So maybe you kind of feel that way too, that you're kind of stuck on this hamster wheel of life, and maybe some friend all of a sudden asks you are you happy? What do you do for fun? What do you want to do with the rest of your life? And it kind of makes you freeze because you don't know. I remember being at a volleyball tournament with my daughter last year, and at that point I had been going with my son to all of his. We had to divide and conquer. So my husband was going with my daughter for most of her games. I was going with my son for most of his. His were a little bit further. I had some more flexibility with my job. And I remember the first time I went with my daughter and was meeting that group of parents, and one of the dads, who was just, he's very, very engaging. He's, a great guy, but he's like, so Jen, what do you do for fun? And I had to really think about it, So often as women, we lose that in our efforts to people please. And we people please for lots of different reasons. But the purpose of this talk today, this coffee chat, is to really kind of help you if you are feeling stuck on that hamster wheel of life and you can't answer some of these questions, like what do you do for fun? What do you want to do? What goals do you have for you that aren't related to your job, your kids, something that you want to do for you. We're going to kind of talk about that. And I walk my clients through this process. We do a deep dive on this with every single client as they join my mastermind. And we do this every time they renew. Most of my clients, I would say 90% of my clients renew because they want to continue to work on themselves and become the best version of themselves as they can. And as you grow, you want to grow more. So we do a deeper dive of this process. And I host a free workshop twice a year on this exact process where we do the deeper dive. I do it in January to start the year, and then I do it in July. So for that last half of the year. So I just want you to think, wherever you are in your life right now, what is something that at the beginning of the year you wanted to do for yourself? Did you set a intention? Did you set a New Year's resolution? Did you have a goal that you really wanted to hit by the end of the year? And where are you with that goal right now? Or maybe you don't have any idea, right? So kind of the first step to really recognizing what you want to do is taking the time, right? And that's something that a lot of women don't have a lot of, is time. So what I want you to do is maybe the next time you're in the car, the next time you're folding laundry, the next time you're washing dishes, maybe you're going for a walk, the next time you have a little bit of quiet time, take some time to really think about the different areas of your life and what it would be like to have a level 10 in all of those areas, in your relationships, in your health, in your emotional well-being, in your finances, in your spirituality, in your recreation, all of those different areas of life. What is it that you would want to make it a 10 out of 10? The other question that I always ask is, if time were not an issue and money were not an issue, what would you be doing? Because so often we let the how interfere with dreaming big, right? We're like, that could never happen. We just kind of shut our goals down, shut our dreams down because we focus too much on the how. What I want you to really do is dream and think about like what you would really want to be doing. What would your life look like? Where would you be living? What would you be doing if time and money weren't an issue, right? And just think about it. Daydream like you used to when you were a little girl, right? So that's the first part. It's just kind of creating a vision for what you want. And then once you kind of have an idea of what you want, then you kind of start what I call reverse engineering it, right? So to keep it simple, let's just say that you have a goal to focus on self-care and your physical well-being, right? Maybe you're like me, you're entering perimenopause and your body's doing all kinds of crazy things. Your mind is doing all kinds of crazy things and it's not responding to the things that you want to work with. So let's just say that one of your vision is to kind of get back to the Jen, the Annie, the Kate that you want to be, right? That could be something as of weight loss. That could be something around your mindset or anxiety. Or it could be just like a bigger overall goal. Like I want to feel better in my body and mind. I want to have a stronger mindset. I want to reduce my anxiety. And then you start thinking about like, what kind of goals can I set around that? Right. So a goal could be, I always use SMART goals, right? We want them to be specific, measurable, relevant, actionable, and time bound. I may be getting those wrong. I may be getting the acronym wrong. I should have had that pulled up. But when you're thinking about a goal around something like that, it can be something as simple as I am going to walk 3 days a week while listening to a positive, uplifting book on Audible or a podcast, right? So that's a goal that gives you some action steps and it's time bound, right? Because it's telling you you're going to do it 3 times a week. So that's the goal. So we have the vision of better physical, mental well-being. It's pretty broad. And then the goal would be to start walking outside 30 minutes 3 times a week while listening to something positive. Okay. So when you hit that goal, when you meet that goal, you're getting outside, which is great for your mental well-being. You're walking, which is good for your physical well-being. And then you're listening to something positive, which is going to also help your emotional and mental well-being. Okay. So it's kind of like a goal that hits a lot of different things. And then you need to figure out, so what action items do I need to take to make that happen, right? So we may be good at hitting goals. We may be good at setting goals, but not hitting them, right? So what are the actions underneath that goal to help you meet the goal to get closer to your vision, right? So some action items for that specific goal might be something like, I'm going to get up 30 minutes earlier so that I can get ready to do my walk, right? I'm going to get up 30 minutes earlier and I'm going to move forward with, getting distracted here. So some action items for the goal could be, I'm going to set my alarm 30 minutes earlier so I can get up before I need to be on for my family. And I'm going to walk on the treadmill, walk outside, walk around the neighborhood, plug in my AirPods. Action item 2, I'm going to research a podcast or a book on Audible that's really going to help me move my mindset, my mental well-being forward, something that I can learn and grow on, right? And then step number 3 is I'm going to set alarms or create a tracker so that I can keep track of my progress. Okay, so these are 3 actions that are going to help you get to the goal, that are going to help you get to the vision. Okay, and then if you want to take another step further, have an accountability buddy. Find a friend that wants to do the same, or discuss it with your partner or a friend or a coworker and just say, hey, can you hold me accountable to this? I really want to move forward with this goal and I haven't been able to do it on my own. Or walk with your partner if you want to. That would also bring in building your relationship. But if you need alone time, then do it on your own. So that's kind of how I take my clients, and in my workshop, I kind of reverse engineer. We go from the vision to the goal to the action item to really get what you want. But the hardest part is figuring out what it is that you want, right? Because we have been conditioned and we have this pattern of behavior, especially as women in the US. We have been conditioned to be people pleasers, right? So we're pleasing everybody else at the detriment of our own mental and emotional and physical well-being, honestly. We say yes to things that we don't necessarily want to, but feel like we have to. And as this pattern progresses, we lose sight of ourselves, right? We lose ourselves in it. We get on that hamster wheel of life and we don't even know like what's outside of the hamster wheel, right? So I hope that this tip helped you a lot, but I want you to think about like, what is one goal or one area that you would really like to hit in the next couple of months, right? Like no matter what time you're watching this video, like What do you want to do in the next 3 months? What's a goal that you really want to hit that you can look back on and say, I did that. I finally was able to do that. I want you to like think big, like make it attainable, but also make sure that it's pushing you out of your comfort zone a little bit, and really take the time to think about what one goal, one part of your vision do you really want to focus on most. And I would really encourage you to make it something that's going to make you feel better. Okay. Try not to make it about anybody else. We do that all the time. I really want you to make this goal, this vision, these action items about something that's going to help you. Okay. So with that, if you did like this mini session, this coffee chat with me, I would love to invite you to a free complimentary Calm Your Chaos call. I offer these calls. They are anyway from a 30 to 60-minute phone call where we will hop on the phone and just discuss what's going on with you and your life, kind of what you're struggling with, just like we talked about with your vision, like really coming up with 3 or 4 areas or things that you want to work on moving forward. And you will leave that call with 3 to 4 tangible things that you can do right now to feel better in those areas of your life. It is not a high pressure sales call. It's just a chance for us to connect and you really to get some tangible things, some things you can do right now and move forward, whether that's working with me or whether it's trying to do it on your own, right? So if you are interested in hopping on that call, comment call below. And what happens when you comment call, wherever you're watching this from, is that you'll get a link with a form. And that's just going to ask you, like, what are the best 3 times for you for us to do this call in the next couple of weeks? Okay, be sure to include the time zone. I'm in Eastern Standard Time. And then after that, I will reach out to you to schedule one of those times and make it work for you and make it work for me so that we can connect and really get you some help. So I hope that this was beneficial. I love talking goals. I love talking vision. This is where it all starts, right? You need to have an idea of where you want to go in order to start taking action to get there. So with that, have an amazing Wednesday. Please join me next week, Wednesday, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in my Facebook group or on Instagram. Have a great day.